You're listening to the Oddities Podcast.
That's all good? Okay, good. We're just like yapping away.
Sweet.
All right, guys, welcome to the podcast. I hope everyone had a great Christmas. I want to let everyone know that if you guys are coming into the store and you're signing up for our drawing, we did the Xbox One drawing.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy that won, we called him, and his phone said it's not accepting phone calls. And so then we emailed him. I'm like, hey, dude, you got 7 days and nothing. So then second place, I forget what her name was, Randy, I think. She won. So if you guys are coming into the store and you're signing up for our giveaways, right now we're doing the Stranger Things giveaway. We got like $200 Lego set. Got the Demogorgon. We got 11 with the Egos. So that's the current raffle we're doing. That's going to be drawn on January 13th. So make sure that your phones are on and working if you're going to sign up. Otherwise, you lose. I know, dude. Can you
Missed
imagine?
out. God.
I never win anything.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you sign up and you actually win? We even announced it on Instagram, that his name.
I wonder if he's going to find out later and just be so disappointed.
Too late. But what kind of phone does not, like, because I called it and it's like, this number is not currently accepting phone calls. So it must be like one of those burner phones or something, because how's that? It's not an option on your iPhone to just not accept calls, is it?
Right.
So anyways, yeah, you lost, buddy. Sorry. Anyways, the store is at 4182 Cordata Parkway next to Department of Licensing. Every month, different drawing. So like I said, Stranger Things. We're also doing every single Monday, we're posting up a movie clip. If you guess what it is, you get a week's worth of free coffee. I did it this morning for the first time. I posted up. Have you seen the movie Blow with Johnny Depp?
No, I'm familiar with the film, but no,
so
I haven't
good.
seen it.
I made Tori watch it. We watched it together.
Nice.
Based on a true story. I posted literally 10 seconds. Took someone 10 seconds to get it. I just have a picture of Johnny Depp and Penelope Cruz. Nailed it. So anyways, every Monday we're doing that, guys. And we've been running a lot of sales. We're doing a lot of giveaways. So come check us out. We also got organic coffee from Camino Island Coffee Roasters. Super good. And we got donuts from LaFine's and bakery goods from Avenue Bread.
Very nice.
That's right. So anyways, my guest today is an OG warehouse worker of mine.
That's true.
That's first. True. He actually started out helping me in my garage at my house.
Yeah. Seems so long ago.
And then when we moved into the warehouse, he was one of the first ones. You went from the transition from my garage to here back in the day.
Dude, I remember when we moved in here. I was so excited. We had so much space after being in your garage.
Well, anyways, let me introduce him. Mason Legault, right? Is that how we say it?
That's true.
Round of applause for Mason. So excited that he's here. We're going to talk Twitch today.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the house. So I sell on Amazon, for anyone who doesn't know. But it got to a point where it's so big. Literally in the summer, the garage door would be open and things would be on the driveway. And then in the house itself, things were bleeding into the hallway and all in the house. It was so fucking, yeah. So
it was nice to have that extra space, for sure.
Anyways, so Mason is a streamer on Twitch. What are we currently playing right now?
Play a lot of different things. Honestly, we kind of jump around depending on who's watching. We take requests, but I play a lot of Teamfight Tactics, which is like a auto chess variant. I play all the major esports, so League of Legends, PUBG, Apex Legends.
My favorite, Apex.
You name it.
My favorite. For those who don't know, and surprisingly there are a lot of people who don't know, which is fucking crazy to me. Explain to the world what Twitch is.
So Twitch essentially is like a live streaming platform. They have a lot of different content, but a lot of it's gaming based. So you think of any major video game, Fortnite, Minecraft, League of Legends, people basically play the games and people come by to watch them play. In some cases, they're professional gamers, so people are watching for like instructional purposes, the same way that you might want to sit in on like a Major League Baseball player's practice, and they basically talk to you as they play the game and tell you like what their thought process is and things like that. There's also people that are more just personalities. They're either really funny or they're just really explosive and outrageous. But yeah, that's essentially what people are tuning in to watch.
Now the stats on Twitch are insane. Zozo, why don't you hand me my phone? After you could pause that, stop that, whatever. I was checking out some stats last night.
Yeah.
I tell everyone it's basically like YouTube for gaming, but it's crazy to me how many people aren't even aware of it. But I was looking at some Twitch stats last night. Thank you, Zoe. So good. Let me check this out. I want to drop some knowledge on everyone here.
Word.
See, we'll close that down. All right. Here we go. Twitch. So Amazon bought Twitch for $970 million. This was a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the stats. But for 2019, there are so far 645 billion minutes watched this year. I don't know how many hours that is, but 645 billion minutes. 3.7 million monthly streamers. 1.2 million average concurrent viewers. So at any given point, over 1 million people are watching people play video games, which is insane. And at any given moment, there's over 49,000 live channels being streamed on Twitch. I didn't realize it was that many.
It's crazy.
49,000, dude.
It's crazy. And there's more and more every year. Like I can remember when that platform first came out and there were like maybe like 30, 40 people streaming on that platform. And now I don't know how many individual streamers there are, but
there's so many. And I wish I was one of the originals. When did Twitch even come out? Do you remember?
I found out about it in 2010. There were two kind of big platforms at that time. I think there was one called Owned TV, and then there was Twitch TV, and Owned TV ended up, I don't know if they got bought out or if they just ended up not being able to compete with Twitch. But
I wonder who the founders were of Twitch. Do you know?
No, not off the top of my head.
Like Twitch is one of those things where you wish you were one of the first. Like if any one of us here were one of the first, we'd be rich right now.
Yeah,
no,
it'd be a good place
to be. It's just like YouTube. Like if you were one of the first serious YouTubers putting out content, one of the first podcasters. If you were one of the firsts, you'd be sitting pretty right now. Because I was looking up the income level of some of these guys. So Ninja is the highest paid Twitch streamer,
or was
is he no longer?
He just recently got bought out by Mixer, which is Microsoft's own version of Twitch.
Okay,
and they're trying to compete with Amazon.
How much did they pay him?
They gave him, it was like an 8-figure contract. I don't know exactly how much, but
insane.
Insane.
Yeah. Well, according to this, at the time he was making over $5 million a year.
Yeah,
$5 million a year playing video games. So we're talking like it's like $400,000 a month. Yeah, $100,000 a week to play video games.
It's crazy, right?
Fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah.
So explain to everyone, how do people make money streaming on Twitch? I mean, I know, but let everyone else know.
Sure. Oh, there's a couple different ways. Like, one, people will buy subscriptions basically to your channel.
And how much are the subs?
They vary. You can do Amazon Prime gives you one that you can just use, so that's free with your Amazon Prime subscription. And then I think you can do ones that are $5, $10, or $25 a month. Basically, it gives you access to just really high video quality, no ads, things like that. And essentially, so if someone Amazon Prime subs me, like I got 3 Amazon Prime subs yesterday, I get $2.50 a month per sub. Some of these streamers will have 50,000-60,000 of these subs, so you do the math. I think roughly $3, you got 50,000 subs. That's $150,000 a month.
That's insane.
Just off of your subscriptions. And then there's advertisements. They'll put links to the merchandise that they're selling, and if you use like their code or whatever, you get a discount. But every time you use that discount code, they get a little cut of whatever the person just purchased. So
just so everyone's clear, like when you have your own Twitch channel, people sub to it so they can. You can watch it for free if you want, but if you sub to it, you avoid the commercials.
True.
And you get better video quality.
Yeah.
But it's only like you can subscribe for like $5 a month to some of these channels, right?
Yeah.
And then the person who's doing the stream gets a couple dollars out of that subscription, basically, right?
That's accurate. Yeah.
And then also, people viewing you play the video games will make donations to you as you're playing. So not only are they sub to your channel, but they'll just give you cash. And then it's such a crazy thing because people love to hear their name shouted out. So like if you're watching a streamer and you donate like 10, 20, $30, the person streaming usually notice, like, hey, so-and-so, they'll say your username. Thanks so much for the donation. Really appreciate it, man. You're the best. Thank you. And it's just, I mean, I watch these streams like $30, $5, $10, $3, like all different denominations. People just donating money to their favorite streamer because they are being entertained, they love the content, and they just also they like to hear their name shouted out.
Right. Or they're asking questions. You can think about it in the same thing, like if you're sitting on like a professional baseball practice, you're essentially throwing $20 at the person so you can cut through that noise and be like, hey, like so and so, like how do I play like this
Yeah.
situation? And then that person will give you an individualized, explanation of, how they
Yeah.
play this certain spot. So that's kind of cool to get
And
that.
then also a lot of the streamers are then sponsored by gaming companies as well.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys are getting you're getting a piece of the subscription. You're getting
Mhm.
the donations. You're getting money from the merchandise. You're getting sponsored by these gaming companies as well.
Mhm.
So I didn't really look too in depth, but I don't know like what percentage of streamers are actually making, say, I don't know, 100,000 a year, 10,000 a month, 5,000 a month. Do you have any idea like what that would be?
Yeah, I really don't off the top of my head. I know that those people that are making $150,000 a month,
Uh-huh.
there's like
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't say more than 20 or 30
Uh-huh.
people like in that
Yeah.
category. But there's myself, I'm at an affiliate level.
Uh-huh.
And I know I want to say there's like 4,000, 5,000 people that are partnered.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. It's hard to say exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that the statistics are out
About,
there
about how many
somewhere.
subs do you think you need to have before you start making, I guess, money that you could live off of? Do you think?
Well, you got to do the math, right? So you're
Uh-huh.
making like $3
Per
per
sub.
sub.
Uh-huh.
If you had 1,000 subs, that's $3,000 a month,
Uh-huh.
roughly. So I mean, at that point, I think most people would be pretty comfortable,
To
right?
just sit in your house and play
Yeah,
video games?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, dude. I know. I wish so bad, dude.
So I'm just like
Uh-huh.
2,982 subs away. Just a
Wait, how
matter of
many do you
time.
have? You have 18?
Right. No, sorry, my math is horrible there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, on average, is it better for people who maybe are thinking about even streaming? Would they want to just like pick a video game that's like the most popular because that's going to get the most views? Is that typically what people do?
There's a lot of so like you'll listen to a lot of different streamers that have made it talk about it.
Uh-huh.
Most people generally advise people like don't play like the biggest ones because
Uh-huh.
essentially, unlike social media platforms like YouTube, for
Mhm.
example, YouTube has ways that you can rate the quality of the content, and so even if your video isn't being viewed by
Mhm.
like hundreds of thousands of people, your video, just because it's got like a high percentage of likes or
Mhm.
whatever, will rise to the top.
Mhm.
In Twitch, the only way for you to kind of break through the noise is to have the highest viewership.
Mhm.
Otherwise, when they look in here, they have to scroll all the
No,
way down
yeah.
to find your name. So oftentimes they recommend that you find a game that you need to find a game that you enjoy playing,
Mhm.
but ideally one that's not incredibly popular, one that doesn't have hundreds
Yeah.
of
Because you
thousands of
just be at the
people playing
bottom.
it, right?
Yeah.
How are you gonna, break through the noise?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Interesting. I just want to shout out a couple more guys on here. Now I don't know how up to date this is, but like Shroud
Hmm.
is making over 3 million a year. Um, this other guy, Timothy John Bader, I don't know him, just under 3 million a year. But
Hmm.
basically, there's people on there making millions and millions of dollars,
Right.
which I'm super jealous of. And then these companies, when they launch a new game, will then sponsor someone, right, to play it sometimes, or it's like,
Hmm. Hmm.
I'll give you this back. Here you go.
Ninja, for example, I'm pretty sure when Apex Legends came out, Apex Legends threw I think $1 million at
Uh
him,
huh.
and he had to play it for like 2 or 3
Uh huh.
days or something like that.
Yeah.
So incredible payout. Yeah.
And it's like esports and just gaming in general has gotten so huge. Like they sell out stadiums in Korea and like other places around the U.S. too, where people just compete. And I saw a statistic they were saying like I forget which gamer it was, but like made more money than like Tiger Woods just gaming like in these
Yeah,
competitions.
I don't know who that would be off the top
Hmm.
of my head. I can tell you that League of Legends, which is
Hmm.
probably the most prominent esport today, it's been out.
Danielle plays that shit.
Right? Yeah, excellent, excellent.
Uh-huh.
I know that League of Legends the last 3 years in a
Uh-huh.
row has had more viewership at their finals than the NBA finals, Major League Baseball
Uh-huh.
finals, NHL
Yeah,
finals. It's crazy. It's
that shit's
crazy.
huge. So,
Yeah.
what game are you currently playing right now? What's your best game? Would you say?
My best
Uh-huh.
game. Back in the day, I used to play a lot of League of
Uh-huh.
Legends. In college, I used to play it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, eight,
And
ten
what were
hours
you
a
like
day.
ranked in that?
Like 450 on the North American ladder.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know exactly how. I think there's roughly 65 million people on
Uh-huh.
that ladder. We'd have to fact check me here.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, at the time, a lot of the people that are playing professionally now,
Mhm.
I used to get to play games with them just
Uh-huh.
because we were in solo queue and there's only so many people at the top. So you
Uh-huh.
get to queue into them over and over. It
Uh-huh.
was fun to like go work at Old Navy, come home, hop on the computer, and you hop into your game and you're like, oh my gosh, like Saint Vicious and Jackie and all these other professional people are just sitting in your lobby.
Playing with like the best players in the world.
It's like playing pickup games with like A-Rod or Michael Jordan, right? And you're just like, holy shit. But yeah.
And did you feel like you're on their level? Like if you had all the time, you could compete and get to that level, or is it like?
I mean, it's hard to say. Like I held my own because we were playing at that level, but like at a professional level, they really break you down individually as players. People really scrutinize your gameplay and try to like pick it apart. And the professional level games are so much more like game plan oriented. Like optimistically, do I feel like I could have picked it up? Maybe. Like I don't know, but it's hard to say not having not been in that situation.
Why don't you let people know what League of Legends is for those who've never played it, like myself?
How to describe League of Legends? So it's a MOBA game. Essentially, it's like
it's like a lanes,
multiplayer online battle arena is what I believe that stands for. Essentially, it's a map with 3 lanes. There's you imagine
top, bottom, middle.
The square map. Yeah, you've got mid lane, top lane, and bot lane. Essentially, it's a 5v5 game where your goal is to push down these structures until you destroy the enemy structure that's at the end. To get there, you have to usually either like out rotate the other team or end up every time you kill one of the other team's players, they're kind of off the map for a certain amount of seconds. And as the game progresses, as it gets longer and longer, when you kill them, they might at the beginning they're out for like 5 seconds and then later on they're out for like a minute at a time. So that gives you the opportunity to take these objectives. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
What are some of the other games you're playing? So we got League of Legends,
Apex, which we could talk about. Yeah,
favorite fucking game. So I hated Fortnite. I for the longest time I just hated the building aspect of it, the walls and stuff. I thought it was the dumbest thing. Like I just wanted to shoot.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to build. I was too slow at it. Didn't like it. And I was playing Call of Duty World War II for like a year and a half every single day.
Sure.
So I was big into first-person shooters. And when Apex came out, since there was no building involved, I'm like, this will be dope. Download it. Love the game. I wish I had more time to like play ladder. For those of you who don't know, ladder is basically like ranked. It's where you have a certain rank and you win matches. You climb the ladder, so to speak. And then you play against better and better players the better you do.
Yeah.
And if I had more time, I know I could be playing a lot better than where I'm at now. But it takes so long because it's when you have to learn the maps, you have to learn the weapons, and then they'll tweak things and change things. But why don't you explain what Apex is to people who don't know?
Yeah.
It's a battle royale.
Yeah.
Where you jump off a ship, and there's 20 teams of 3.
Yeah.
60 players total.
Yeah.
Basically, that's it. And you just gotta go kill each
accurate.
other. Yeah.
That's accurate. So like if you've played Fortnite or you've played PUBG, it's very similar to that. Yeah. Teams of 3, which is interesting. And essentially, for people that haven't played a battle royale game, once you hit the ground, you start off with nothing. You have to go around and basically scavenge, pick up weapons, gear, things like that. And then as the game progresses, the circle gets smaller and smaller, and it kind of forces you together. I don't know if you've watched like the Hunger Games, for example, and they kind of use like the fire to like push people together. It's kind of like that.
Yeah. And one thing that's really like a game like that is like really simple, but it's also so complex.
It is.
Because it's like the weapons that you have are going to dictate how you're going to play. If you have a shotgun, obviously it's close range, and certain weapons are better at short range, medium range, long range. And then it also depends on your comp, like what characters your team is playing. And like your position on the map is important. Like you want to be usually at elevation. And just like everyone, you have to like the amount of coordination that it takes to play at like the topped up levels. Like when I watch people streaming on Twitch, who are like who are Predator, which is basically like the top level, just the speed and the reaction, and like they're also like so intuitive. Like people just kind of know on the team like what they need to be doing, right? And obviously you guys are communicating and talking it out, but it's really one of those things where it just requires so much skill in so many different areas, just your speed and like when you decide to push forward versus when you decide to hold back.
Right.
Like usually you're taking pop shots at each other from range, and then as soon as you crack their armor, a lot of times that's when they'll push because you have like an armor advantage. Because if you guys are fully healed and your shields are good and you start to crack their shields, that's when everyone starts to swarm. And I don't know. I love the complexity of the game because it seems so simple. But it's actually just so much thought that goes in that you have to react in like within seconds constantly. So, and finding like the team members that you can play with who are also competent and good, because when you looked at rank, you can climb rank just playing with random people, but it gets to a point where you're never going to get higher unless you're playing with a set team of people that you communicate with.
It gets increasingly challenging because in a game like that where it's team-based, you really want to gel and be able to communicate and kind of almost know what your teammate's going to do without them having to vocalize it. But it's so hard to do that when you're, doing pubs and things like that.
Are first-person shooters your favorite type of game?
I wouldn't, not necessarily. Like I do play a lot of them. Like I've played a lot of PUBG, played a lot of Apex, Call of Duty. Call of Duty was probably like the first computer game that I really started playing way back in the day, original like COD 1. But there's so many like high level esports now. Like League of Legends is always going to have a special place for me because I've played so many hours on that game. But
are you still pretty competitive with it when you play? Like, are you still
like I don't know, it's all relative, right? So it just matters like how much time do you invest in it. Like I'm in Diamond right now, which I think from like a percentage standpoint puts me in like the 99th percentile.
What are you, Daniel? Are you play ranked? What are you?
Put her on the spot here.
I want to know. I'm curious.
It just matters just like how much time you invest because when I used to play that game, I remember, I would watch all the professional footage that I could. I'd be like on the bus on my way to like Old Navy to work my day shift. I'd be watching like clips and listening to people talk and watching streams on Twitch. And then, come home and play 12 hours, like,
and you learn all these little things. I just learned recently with Apex.
Yeah.
The higher tier your clip, the faster you can reload. I didn't know that.
I actually didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I thought it was just capacity.
I just learned. I know.
Good to know.
Fucking dropping knowledge, dude. Fucking.
Wow. Pro tips here. If you're
I know. Shit,
home,
we're all learning today.
Up your game here.
So on Twitch, when you're streaming, how do you attract followers? Basically, how do you get people to view your channel? Like if you're brand new Twitch streamer, you probably have like nobody watching. Like how do you get people to watch?
And for a really long time, there was nobody watching. Like I've only been doing this for a year, but like for the first 3 months, I'd probably like look over at the side and it would just be like zero viewers, like consistently. Like you do it for like 3 months and like every once in a while, like one person would pop in
for like 30 seconds
and you'd start like talking to this person and you'd be like, hey, like, thank you so much for coming by. I really appreciate it. And they'd be gone. Right. And you're like, shit. But, basically what I've started doing is I just put TTV in my name for all of my games. So like the tag that I normally play under is just glad status, but I put TTV in there because basically if anyone's in my game and sees me, they know that I'm streaming. And in some cases, people will show up to say good game. Sometimes they'll show up and say, hey, you totally suck and I hate you for killing me. Like it varies. It varies. But as far as I'm concerned, that's traffic on my platform. So I'm glad to have them.
Now I noticed, like, do you still... So you get paid when people sub, but you don't get paid off of views. Views just kind of makes you rank, or how does that work?
Yeah, you don't get paid off of views. So you need a certain amount of viewership to get to these different tiers in Twitch's like hierarchy. Like I'm an affiliate. The next up would be like partner. Recently it used to be that you had to be a partner level streamer to get any sort of like ad revenue. They've changed that, so now as an affiliate I get some ad revenue every time someone comes in to like view my channel. And
it's not dependent on subs or anything?
No, it's just a matter of how many people view, and I can actually, they automatically view an ad when they come into my stream, but I can also play like 30-second ad clips if I wanted to.
So if someone first watches your video or they go to your channel, there's gonna be an ad playing, but you get a percentage of the revenue from that?
I do.
That's cool.
It's small, but like if you have 50,000 viewers, it's probably
I should just leave my shit open on your channel 24/7.
Yes,
I did that one day.
If you're listening at home, please do that.
I left my house and he was streaming because I always look to see if you're on, and then I had to go run errands. It was at work, but I was like, I'll just leave it on your channel all day. You're probably just making some cash, huh?
Yeah.
Off the ad viewership.
There you go.
That's
there
cool.
you go. Yeah.
Awesome. So what was I going to ask? I was just about to ask a question about the viewership thing, and then I totally spaced it.
I don't know. It'll come back to you.
It'll come back to me. So anyways, where you at right now? So you're trying to like climb ladder with Apex when your team is on, but like what game are you focusing on the most right now?
I would say I don't really have a strong single game focus at this moment. It really depends on, since I'm I'm so far away from doing this as like a full-time career thing.
Mhm.
It's oftentimes like whatever like my friends want to play when I'm on, and I have a number of friends that are also very competitive at these different games. So if one group of friends is on, I'm like, okay, I'm going to climb the ladder on Apex today. Another friend's on, I'm like, okay, I'm going to play the League of Legends ladder. Or Teamfight Tactics is a newer one that I've picked up recently and been really enjoying. But yeah, it kind of just varies depending on who's on. Yeah.
And when you think about Apex, can you hit Predator? You think you got it to hit Predator range?
Dude, my mechanics, honestly, I feel like I'm getting older and slower.
Really?
And
How
like,
old are you? You're only like 20.
I'm 28, but like in the esports scene, like some of these people when they go pro, they're like 18.
Yeah.
Especially for these first-person shooters where it's like so heavily like reflex based.
It's
I rely a
hard.
lot on like my macro play, just like my understanding of like positioning.
Yeah.
And so like instead of like getting in these like gunfights where like I have to like mechanically
React.
outplay somebody, I'll put them in a position where I'm like, okay, this person has to come through this door to get to me, or this person needs to climb up into this high elevation place to get to me, and that puts me.
That's that's me, because let's be real, I'm the oldest one here. I'm like 40 almost. Dude, reaction times. Like I try to fight from range. I try to fight from range because if I have to get up close and jump and move and like try to, it's just not, yeah. But I try to play range. I try to snipe people and play from distance.
Yeah.
That's really what you have to do, because it's just like when you're playing with these people who like stream 24/7 and they're just like 18, 19, 20 years old, and they're just streaming like 14 hours a day.
Yeah.
And then I get like an hour to play real quick.
No,
it's just
a whole nother league, right?
Like I'll watch these professional streamers online who have like 50, 60,000 kills, and I got like 1,500. It's like I can't play it. I don't have time to like stream 14 hours a day. Like these guys will pull all-nighters and just stream like straight through the night. I'm just like, dude.
Which blows my mind, because like streaming, like actually playing the game takes quite a bit out of you when you're playing like at a high level. It takes
exhausting.
And then like to actually be like engaged with people at the same time, be like answering questions and then keeping your gameplay at a high level at the same time. I've definitely had games where like I end up getting more viewership than I normally do. A lot of people are talking, so I'm like trying to answer questions and engage people, and I just notice like my gameplay just dip because I'm paying so much attention to chat and answering questions. I'm always so impressed by these people that are able to play at a extremely high level and still be super engaged.
I watch
with their
streamers
chat.
who like playing Apex, and they have like chats going,
and
they'll literally just be in a position in the map where for whatever reason they just know they're not in danger, and they'll just look over and just start chatting, and they're just standing still on the map, but they just know, like, they're just so intuitive with like the map and where they're at that like they'll just have conversations. And I'm just like, when I'm playing, I'm like, my eyes are just like bugging out, like trying to find somebody. I'm like listening, trying to hear where someone's at. And so
Apex is good for that, because you have those like slow times where you're waiting for the circle to come in. You're not trying to do anything dynamic, and those are good opportunities to look over.
I love Apex. If you
engage
guys
your
haven't
chat.
tried Apex, it's free to play. PlayStation, Xbox, PC.
Is it free to play?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, you pay?
I felt like I paid $20.
You bought the battle pass, probably.
Maybe.
I don't buy anything. I'm too cheap.
I feel like initially it was paid.
Yeah.
Somebody will have to check that.
Yeah.
But it's free on console right now.
Yeah.
At the very
Well, it always
least.
has been. Yeah.
Okay.
On
cool,
Xbox
cool.
and PS4. I mean, you can buy the battle pass where you get skins and stuff like that. But I'm too cheap. I don't care. I still have like the default skins, like, almost a year into the game. I'm just like, I'm not doing it. Yeah. But some of the skins are pretty dope. Actually, you can hide with them too. If you have a darker skin.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I've seen that happen on streams. I'm like, oh, maybe I do need it.
Oh, here's a League of Legends complaint. So in League of Legends, you've got 120 different champions, right? So, and all of them do like different sorts of things, and they have these great skins. So like props to like the artists who make these skins, because they're amazing. But some of these skins are so good that when you see the champion in game, you can't tell what champion it is. You're like you're like, who is coming towards me right now? I think it's so and so, and then they just blast you, and you're like, oh, actually, this is a Lux player. I just didn't even know, because the skin's so far off. But yeah,
I've never played. Do you still play Magic? You play that online at all, or you just
not a whole lot recently. I don't know. They've got that great arena program now, so if you want to play for free, you've got access to it. The last format I heard wasn't like super great. They released some cards. You've played Hearthstone and whatnot.
Oh, I hate
so
that
like
game.
sometimes they just have things that are just like too strong, And unlike these electronic games like Hearthstone, where they can patch things from week to week to like balance check things, when you're playing a physical game like Magic, where the cards are like, you're buying these cards for like $120, they don't want to like ban and like reprint and do things like that. So for a long time, the format for Magic was just, I heard, really stale.
Dude, I play this card game called Hearthstone, which for those of you who don't know, it's based off World of Warcraft. So it's World of Warcraft characters, like a paladin, a priest, a hunter, whatever.
Yeah.
And each class has their own set of cards, and then there's cards that are universal that every class can use. I hate this game so much. I've been playing it for years. I still play it.
Yeah.
But I stopped buying the expansions just because it's so much luck based. Like this latest expansion, like you could be winning a match. And like the game is so much RNG, which is this random number generating, which just means it's basically this luck of the draw. And like you'll be winning a match and they'll play a card that gives them an option to select like one of 3 cards or to select some random effect that then happens that completely changes the outcome of the match that you were winning and then you lose. It's the most it's like, imagine if you were playing chess where it's totally skill and strategy based. And then at some point during the game, you just pick something out of a hat that says you now lose all your knights.
Yeah, and you're just like, great.
And like, wait, how am I supposed to play around that? Like, how am I supposed to like play around this random event that's going to take place? And like, even last night I was playing and I had this guy crushed, and he played some card because this latest expansion has to do with dragons. He played this card where he could then select a dragon, which then was overpowered. Like, it just changed the whole dynamic.
Yeah.
And I hate games like so. I stopped spending money on that because I'm just like, this game is a fucking joke. I hate that game.
It's weird to me because like card games, they already come with this inherent RNG, right? Because you're drawing cards out of a deck, so there's a probability you just don't hit what you want. Same thing like when you play poker, for example, maybe you just get bad hands. But the fact that in some of these card games they'll make RNG on the cards already, so you've got RNG
random
on
effects.
RNG, like it just makes it less and less competitive,
you just
in my
can't play
opinion.
around it.
Yeah.
Like these random effects. Oh, so I just hate that game. So I still play it just to kind of kill it because it's easy to play as I'm working sometimes.
Sure.
I'll have it play or while I'm doing something else that doesn't require a lot of brain power.
Sure.
Like I usually when I'm at home on the weekends, if I'm just like repricing inventory or doing something stupid, I'll be playing. But
well, it's nice because it's a game that you can just put down at any time, right? Because like a lot of these, like League of Legends, for example, they've got like their games are like a half an hour long. You've got 4 other people that are dependent on you. So if you decide you're not having fun or you're bored and you want to step away, you really can't. With a game like League of Legends, a game like Hearthstone's nice because you can just put it down and step off.
So what days of the week are you streaming right now? Now that you're on break,
every day,
all day,
every day. Yeah.
Have you noticed like an increase in
yeah. Honestly, it's not real dramatic, but like I'll typically only have like 3 or 4 people watching my stream most days. And then like I'll have spikes, like you get into a certain game and everyone just happens to come in and see what you're doing, or I happen to be in a game with like another high level streamer and you knock them off, and then all of a sudden you have like 30 people come in real quick just to see what's up, and then they quickly leave afterwards. But I think today I had like 8 or 9 people on.
And can you see the names of people viewing you or no?
I think that you can pull that information up. I usually don't. Some people just want to be there watching and they don't want to engage with you. I think the term that people usually use is they're a lurker or whatever. They want to watch, they want to enjoy, but they don't want to be like acknowledged on the stream. They don't really want to talk. They're just there to like quietly watch.
And do you get donations? Have you got any donations yet?
I do. They're small. They're like little, like 10 cents, 15 cents. I always joke. A lot of people. My dog is always in the background for my stream, so I always joke whenever I get like 10 cents or whatever. I'm like, okay, I get 1 milk bone for Joe. Like, good job, bud. And it was funny. I had one guy that came in and I said that, and he was like, here's 50 more cents so Joe can get 5 more milk bones.
Hustling for those fucking quarters, man.
Yeah, why not? Why not, right?
So what days do you normally stream when you're working?
I do weekends. I usually do like 2 8-hour blocks on the weekends, and then weekdays I'll usually do like 2 or 3 hours, like Monday through Friday, unless I have like some sort of like athletic practice or something.
And you're gonna
like
start
that.
posting more on Instagram, isn't that correct?
I am gonna post more on Instagram. I have a very wise friend who was sharing with me that that I should be more active on my social media. Yeah,
because that's where people find it, man. Because I'll go to like search and I'll hit like Apex Legends hashtag and I'll scroll just to watch clips and follow people and see stream, and that's how you gotta let people know.
Yeah.
So what's the long-term plan then? Just try to stream, and if the day ever comes where you can play full-time for a living, that's That's what we're gonna do, huh?
Right? No,
So
100%. No, I think that one of the things as far as like trying to like grow my channel, like realistically, since Twitch doesn't have any sort of like algorithm to help you break through that noise unless you have the viewership, I think that I'm going to expand into YouTube and start putting some of my content on YouTube. A lot of like instructional type of stuff. The school district that I sub in right now, they're talking about getting esports teams for like their middle schools, and I've been talking with some people about potentially like assuming like a coaching position. So doing just like instructionals for people that are like learning the game, because I enjoy teaching people. I used to do that for, I mean, I do that as a substitute teacher now. I do that as I used to do that as a personal trainer back when I played soccer in college. So I really enjoy when people come into my stream and they just ask me questions like, how should I play this matchup? So on and so forth. So I think making some like YouTube content, some instructionals like that, and then just kind of like, and then at the end just being like, by the way, I stream, you know, at these times, and then hopefully I can get people to view my like hopefully good YouTube content and then have that translate into more Twitch viewership.
Also, yeah, I mean, because I would go on there and Google like when I first start learning a game, like what are the best weapons in the game, you know, and how to do this, how to do that. So there's like video examples of it happening, and then people talking. Those are always the best ones. What's your name on Twitch if people want to come check you out?
It's gonna be Glad Status, so you can go
Glad Status on Twitch.
Yeah.
Now for people, real quick, and we can wrap it up. What would you suggest for people who want to start streaming on Twitch? Say you get someone who's first time, but they just want to try to do it. What kind of advice would you give? Now your page, your channel is done up pretty nice. But what advice would you just give to people brand new coming into it? One, be patient as fuck, right?
Yeah,
it's gonna take forever.
I mean, there's a lot of great, if you're new to Twitch and you're trying to learn, there's a lot of really good instructional videos out there that can probably give you better information than I can. Early on, really all you need, I would just get like a webcam, a half decent mic, and then play the games you enjoy playing and just kind of start there and just get used to talking to yourself when you're on stream. I see a lot of people, especially new streamers, that like so you end up with having like 0 viewers, right, for the longest time. So people, what they'll try to do is they have 0 viewers and they try to just like start talking and turn it on and be a streamer when they see the viewership tick up. They're like, oh, I've got a person, like now I'm going to talk and like try to engage this person. But really, I would recommend just turning the viewership like counter completely off, so you're always behaving like you have an audience, and then just respond to people when they're talking to you in chat.
And also, you should probably say, like, if you're gonna play a game and you expect people to watch you, you gotta be good at it, right? Because people are gonna watch you if you suck. So I mean, you gotta be good at what you're doing, right?
Either that's what I try to do, or you can have a great personality. I know that there's a lot of people out there that do a great job, that are like average, pretty mediocre players, but they just have these really great personalities. Either they're really funny or they're outrageous or something like that.
No?
Yeah, of course you do.
What?
Of course you do.
What? Why are they laughing?
I have no idea.
Dude.
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Also, it probably takes a long time to just build up, right?
It does.
Anything like that you do where you're putting yourself out there, like if you pay attention to the likes or the viewers, you're going to get quickly discouraged because that stuff takes so long to build up. You know, it's not an overnight thing. So, like, I don't know. I know a lot of people get really, because especially with social media, especially things like Instagram, people are so obsessed with like likes. And then when you're streaming, even on YouTube or Twitch, the views, and like people get like their whole self-esteem and self-worth gets tied up in that. But those things take so long to build. Like some of the top podcasts that I listen to, like one of them is like Tiger Belly podcast, is one of the most popular ones in the world right now.
Yeah.
It'd be like, they were saying like the first year, like nobody listened.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like the reality of anything new, especially with social media, especially things that were already established. Like when you first like start doing it, like no one's really viewing.
It's true.
And so it takes so much time. So just be patient with it, guys. If you are going to start streaming on Twitch or doing anything that requires people to check you out, is like you've got to like be patient and like really just not pay attention to the viewership and just play it for fun. And then if it happens, it happens. That's usually the best way to do it.
Do you, like, play, enjoy your play, have fun with it, engage your audience, and then make small little goals. Like, you know, I'm going to improve my video quality, or like I'm going to stream longer, more consistently. Little things, like little tangibles that you're in control of, because you really don't have control of your viewership, especially like in the short term.
You just
when
have to be
start
consistent
streaming.
with your streaming, right?
Yeah. Consistency is key. You want to be there regularly. You want these people to know that they can come see you on these given days. Yeah, I would agree with that.
So one more time, if people want to find you, Glad Status on Twitch, Glad Status on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm consistent.
All right, we're going to post all that stuff on the video.
Sure.
When we put it up on YouTube. So cool, man. Well, thanks so much for coming in.
Pleasure.
Thanks so much for doing this.
Pleasure.
We did a real one. Mason and I did the first podcast ever, which we had to do a podcast to submit it to iTunes to get approval. So we talked about season 8 of Game of Thrones. It was episode 0. It was up for a while. But then when we released the real one, I took it down because it was never meant to be like legit, but it still came out pretty good. So it was fun. So cool, man. Well, thanks so much for coming and doing this. We'll have to do it again maybe like in a year.
Sure.
See where you're at with your viewership.
Right.
And he's going to start posting more on Instagram, guys. I know this. So
regularly.
Check it out.
Every day, twice a day.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having me on.
Yes.
Appreciate it.